What's up, what's up, what's up? This is the second episode of Mental Detox, and this is actually the first interview of Mental Detox. And today I'm actually going to talk to one of my close friends, and we'll just bring him out right now. Grayson. His TikTok is GG the Great Dane. Go follow that.
How's everybody doing?
Doing okay.
Yeah, good.
School's going okay for you?
Yes, sir, it is.
That's good. I'm glad to have you here today.
Yes, glad to be here.
That's my first person. I think it'll be a fun time.
Super excited.
I told you we're not gonna go super deep, super fast,
Okay.
but
Hit me with what you got,
like
man.
set, sweet, all I get deep. No homo. But I feel like let's just talk about school. I feel like since COVID, school has been a big struggle for a lot of people.
Yeah.
How have you been doing in school, yet alone college?
Man, that's a pretty deep question right off the bat for me personally. I struggle with school actually. In high school, I did pretty, well, average, I'd say, maybe a little bit above average. But coming to college at Charleston Southern, that is, it's a whole different world. I think any college in general is just a whole different world than what people expect. So yeah, it kind of it hit me with a curveball. I'm a sophomore. My first semester, I did this whole stupid YouTube shebang, and it just, that messed me up. Now, I was doing what I loved, and I like videography, photography, making people laugh. So I did a bunch of pranks and stuff. But that, that kind of I started after a while not going to classes, and it was easier to do that because most of the classes were online because this is when COVID was happening. And I'm class of 2020, and this is a class where we got slapped with COVID, and it just threw things into a spinning ball of crap for us. And so I'm getting to college and I'm just doing what I want and not doing my work, and I just go downhill, completely downhill. And man, it just screwed me over. And I remember going home after my first semester, and I was terrified because my parents, they were really pissed off at me because going to school is expensive. That's for sure. And so, over Christmas break, they talked to me, and I was literally that close from not coming back and either dropping and going to a community college local to my hometown, which is 10 minutes from Asheville, or going to just work, and it's not something I wanted to do. And so, finally I got so close to not, for that happening, but I eventually was able to talk them into letting me come back and try a second semester. But there's a lot of rules and stuff. I had to get rid of the YouTube thing, which was, after a while, I was like, okay, fine, that's not the end of the world. I can start this up after college, which I do plan on doing, but it'll be a different type of YouTube content and stuff. But so yeah, there's a whole bunch of rules and stuff, and I headed into second semester with high expectations that I would do a lot better than I did, and I did do really good. I actually, from first semester grades of F's and D's, I went to maybe 1 or 2 D's to a lot of C's, and then a couple of A's actually. And so my parents were like, okay, that's a lot better. And so we'll try your second year at college. And so I was like, okay, let's do this. And by then COVID is kind of dying down. So classes are required, and I'm actually, I'm in my third semester. So basically here I am now, and I'm doing a bit better. But I'm at the point in the semester where I just want to chill and not do work, and it sucks. And my anxiety is going up, and I'm like, how the frick do I deal with this? It's difficult. But yeah, so
I like that. I feel like school is a challenge for all of us, socially, academically. For me, it was a mixture of both. And the more social I am, the less academic I am. When your first semester, you said you was failing. Was that because you were too social, or was that because you just procrastinated?
put them both in the Super Bowl and you'd get like procrastinable, if that's even a word.
Sure.
Yeah, I was doing both. I was definitely procrastinating, definitely being a lot more social. Now, mind you, in high school, I was like the quiet kid. I was like the one, I wouldn't talk to anybody. I had friends, or sort of, I hung out with people, but I was just super quiet. I was really introverted. And then I came to college, and I realized, man, I need to not be introverted. I guess it's okay if you're introverted, but I need to be an introverted extrovert. And so I did that, and I did it by YouTube, and that helped me because I would do pranks and stuff with people, and it helped me reach out and be fun, and I enjoyed it. But yeah.
Okay, that's good. So for me personally, school's always been a challenge. I feel like I value a bunch of things. I value people, and I value academics, but I always tend to be like, I'm just trying to have fun. I don't know how to do this, so I'm just gonna do something I do know how to do, and that's hang out with people.
Yeah.
Kind of easy, but I was told that sometimes life is easy and in the future living is hard. So there's a lot of people that will choose that easy path of, hey, I'm hanging out all college, all high school, and as I grow up, I'm just like, life is super hard right now. I don't know what to do. I have no academic skills to be like, I see some people study all night. I'm just like, how do you do that? They're doing math. I never heard of math. So I feel like for a lot of people, you always have time to socialize. It's something we can't forget. It's something that will happen tomorrow, and it's something that will happen 10 years from now. We'll still be able to socialize. When it comes to education, there is a point of education to where when is it too hard for me to get my education at a certain age? So I always try to tell people, when you're in school, do your school as much as you can. You have to take what's important and separate it from what's not important. So that's going to bring us to our next question. In your life, what was the hardest part of growing up? To where you just said to yourself, I can't do this, because I feel like that is a big thing everyone says, is I can't do this. But when was the time you said, I can't do it, and now, a few years later, you're just like, I'm here now, and I did it?
For me, it was definitely, growing up, like I said, I was very introverted, but it was like bad. And here, I'll give an example of why it affected so many areas of my life. My parents, and I love my parents, by the way. Anything I say about them is out of love, because they're great people and they love me and support me and everything. But they're very strict, and they expect a lot from me, which makes sense, because if they don't expect anything from you, then how are you ever going to grow? How are you ever going to mature? And so when I was young, being introverted, I was often made fun of, because for one, I didn't have a phone until I was a junior in high school, and and that used to bug me, because everybody from like 6th grade or something to my junior year had a phone, and they kept getting new ones, and I'd be the kid in the caf who was sitting with people, but I was just like looking around because like I didn't have a phone. And that was one thing that just absolutely, I was like, what the heck, this sucks, absolutely sucks. And I always complain to my mom and dad. And then I'd also be made fun of, and by people I hung out and with others. And it just kind of like, it felt, it was a heavy weight on my shoulders, and it got really bad. I remember one year, people were making so much fun of me, I almost committed suicide. I almost shot myself. I was in the bathroom about to turn on the water, and my mom knocks on the door, and she knows I'm in there because I was, moving around and everything. But she knocks on the door, and I was like, yes. And I opened the door, and now I had my clothes on, by the way. I hadn't taken them off. I wasn't planning on it, but and she's like, "Are you all right?" Because it wasn't the usual time I took a bath or a shower. I took a shower way later in the day, or at night. I was taking this at like 4 in the afternoon, and I was like, yeah, I just broke down, and I told her everything that was going on, and that I was, I didn't tell her I was going to commit suicide, but I think she, figured that out. And I just broke down, and I was telling her everything, and that it just sucked and everything. And she just told me that what happens in this life, it's important, but what really matters is, what you do with it, how you respond to all the crap that happens. Because growing up and maturing, there's going to be a lot of crap that happens in your life. A lot of, curveballs are going to be thrown at you, and you really just got to take control and grow up a little bit. That sounds very blunt, but you can't soft this down. And, this is real life. And she's telling me, like, who cares if you don't have a phone? The phone doesn't define you. Or whatever it was, it could have been anything. It doesn't define you. You define yourself. Don't let others do that. And so, so I finally just felt, a little bit more self-confidence in the way that just because people are making fun of me doesn't mean I need to make that affect me. I'm just gonna either ignore it or stand up to it. I usually just ignored it and just lived my day-to-day life. And I actually did do a lot better. And so, and then I got a phone, and I was fine. But looking back on that now, I'm like, man, me complaining about not having a phone is the stupidest crap I've ever done. Because, so what? It's just a phone. But so I guess one thing I'd say is, like, people are making fun of you over something you don't have, or if you're different. Don't make that don't feel like you're bad different. You could be unique. You could be cooler in a way. They just don't see that, because people are gonna always try to throw you under the bus because they don't want you to be better than them. But be better than them, and that's your choice. Don't let others do that for you. But
So, just a question, because I feel like in nowadays, people that go through suicidal thoughts and struggle, one thing they don't do, and I think they should, is ask for help. So your mom knocked on your door and you told her what was going on. Did that help you more than you think it would?
Unbelievably helpful. It was like this. You have a bunch of energy built up in you, and like it's in like a really strong metal like sphere or something, and it can't get out. And then, it's like all of a sudden that sphere is gone, and that energy just bursts, and it dissipates, and it's gone. And that energy is that, feeling of sadness, depression, anxiety, fear, people hating you, and all that. It's that all that feeling just goes away, and it's kind of like tingly feeling of like, man, I'm loved, because that's what it felt like from my mom. She hugged me, and it just all went away, and it was kind of like a clicking point in my life. It just changed me. So I definitely, even though I didn't walk out to ask for help, just me admitting that, I was having a crap ton of trouble, that changed everything. And so it is so important. Just talk to somebody. I don't care who it is. It could be some stranger you don't know. Hopefully they're nice, but most people are if you are just honest. Or they should be. I don't know. Nowadays, people are dicks.
All of them. So
Yeah.
I see that as inside our emotions have a cup. You have this cup, and everything gets put into it every single day, whether it's good, whether it's bad. And with this cup that we have, when it gets to the top, okay, there's not an endless supply of cup, and that makes sense. We have to let some of it out. And holding it in, it could break our cup, and two, we're gonna have that mental breakdown. Because me personally, if anyone from middle school sees this, I'm sorry you saw this, but I was a mentally challenged middle schooler. I was very emotionally unstable because everything I was going through, I always told myself, no one could help me. Why would I ask for help? So it'll be mental breakdown after mental breakdown after mental breakdown every single week, because I always push people away. They'll try to help me, and I'll be like, no, you don't care. You don't want to help me. Go away. bawling my eyes out. Go away, I'm good. My mama raised a man, you ain't gotta help me. And I learned over the years that when you're struggling emotionally, the number one thing to do to get help is say something. You know, I remember, if you think about it in the concept of, if you see someone struggling inside a classroom, inside anywhere, anytime, what do you usually do? You reach out. You go to that person, you say something. So when we talk about the other way around, as in you're struggling, you don't know what to do, it works both ways. All you gotta do is reach out, because someone may be able just to hear you. And that's one thing for me, at least. I don't know, you dealt with it. I was struggling with being heard.
Yeah.
Does this person hear me? Does this person understand me? And I'm sorry, I have allergies. I'm not from the South, so these allergies are killing me today.
We all got them.
But, so with that being said, people that do struggle a lot, don't hold it in. You're not weak for holding it in.
Nope.
That was my issue. I always felt like I gotta hold it in.
It shows a lot more strength if you talk to people about it rather than keep it in your side. And that's with anything with anxiety. If you have anxiety or you need to talk to somebody but you don't feel confident enough to, you gotta take a leap. You gotta step outside that circle. You have to. It's part of life. Yeah.
So with another question, what was one of the biggest mistakes that you have made in the past 18, 19 years that actually turned into a great lesson or blessing or even opportunity for you?
Oh man, that's hard. Actually, no, that's not hard. So, man, I forget what year. I think it was 2016 or 17. When I was still very introverted. Our youth group back in Charlotte, when I lived in Charlotte, they do yearly mission trips. It would either be a global trip, local in the city, or within the U.S. And it's coming around to when we were doing the global one, and they were going to go to Greece, in Athens, and I was going on that one, and I was super excited because it was the first time I was going out of country. I think it was the first time. And somewhere as cool as Greece, like you don't get that all the time unless you're a traveler. And all of a sudden I got this phone call one day, from my youth pastor, and he goes, "Hey man," it's something along the lines of, "Hey man, so I need 2 student leaders for this trip to help, prepare everything, material, supplies, money, planning what we're doing every day, and all of this stuff." And I was like, "Okay, that's cool. You need help with that?" Meaning, I didn't mean myself. I meant like, "Do you need me to pray or something?" And he goes, "Yeah, I was wondering if you can be one of the student leaders." No, there's 2 of them, and I'm just little old me, very quiet, and I don't like talking to a lot of people. And he's like, "Yeah, no, you." I was like,
"Okay."
Me? I was like, "Shoot."
Are you sure?
And he goes, "Pray about it." I was like, "Okay." And so I hung up the phone, and I sat there for 5 minutes, just literally staring at the phone. And I'm like, "Man, there's no way I can do this. I'm not fit for this." Being a leader, that's hard for me. I've never been a good leader. I've let others do it, and I just do what they do. And so, months later, I eventually came to the decision that I'd do it. And, man, I remember so many days I was so close to just saying, "No, I can't do this," and calling him and saying this. And I almost regretted doing this because I was so scared, and I was like, "I'm going to regret doing this because I'm going to mess up. I'm going to fail. I'm not going to be good enough." And a lot of times through the training, I thought the same thing. It's not easy, being a leader and that way. But I did it anyways. And man, it changed me. I think that was a spark that helped me grow into a more extroverted person who's willing to reach out to people and love on them. But yeah.
How was Greece?
It's cool. I 100 definitely recommend going. 10 out of 10. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, I wish I had money.
The fruit is like heavenly. It's literally like freaking. It's a lot sweeter, but not oversweet, and it's perfect. That's the one thing I have to say about Greece. The fruit is good.
That's good. I ain't never been in Greece. I've barely been in Mexico, but that's good. I feel like for me, I have had opportunities to do better. You know, I always had these choices in my life to which one am I going to choose, and we all have those. You know, such as, are you going to stay in the dorm and study, or are you going to go to this party? Which one are you going to do? And a lot of us look at it as, we're going to do what sounds easier for us to do, and we kind of do it. We have fun, we do whatever, and then at the end of it, what do we gain from this experience we just had? Most of the time, nothing. And I feel like that's something people that hear this right now need to understand, is sometimes the things that you don't think you are built for and meant for are the things you just gotta take that jump. Like you said, the leap of faith. You gotta trust that once you jump, your parachute will open, God will catch you. It won't be the end of the world, you won't fall. So like for me, one of my biggest jumps was probably going to college. In June, I told myself I was working as a cook inside a kitchen. They asked me, how old are you? 17? You going to college? Hell no. What? Asking me a dumb question. Come on now. And for me, it was because I was afraid to go to college. My middle school was bad. No, me in middle school was bad. Me in high school was bad. It was a hard time. And then I'm just like, why am I going to go to college? It may be just as bad as middle school and high school. I was afraid. I didn't like myself, so I didn't feel like anyone else would like me either. And then here comes July. 1 month became super religious, super in touch with Christ, and something came to me. They're just like, you should go to college. Me in college? Really? You think I could do that? Okay then, whatever you say. And then I applied to college, and yet alone I got accepted into college. My transcript, which everyone knows, usually 1 page, 16 credits. My transcript was 4 pages and like a whole bunch of schools on it. So for me, from the outer perspective, I'm just like, why would a college dean accept someone that went to 14 high schools to get 1 diploma? And I got accepted. So stepped out the box a little bit, and it turned out to be one of the best decisions I ever made that I never thought I could do. Even in high school, I told people, I won't make it to college. So I feel like to anyone that hears this, if there's something that you feel like you can't do, that's probably what you should do. It could open new doors, it could open new opportunities. And I feel like when we let our fear take control, we miss out on a bunch of great opportunities that could come in our lives. So with another question for you, my friend.
Hit me up again.
I feel like relationships is a big thing in this generation. I feel like the term relationship has been misconstrued and set in different areas. If you could recall a bad relationship experience, why was it bad and what made you let go of that? Like, for example, me, I was in a bunch of bad relationships to where these people, they don't like me, you know? They like the people I be around.
Do you mean relationships in terms of girlfriend or just friends?
It could be both.
Okay.
I feel like they're both kind of misconstrued of, hey, why are you friends with this person? Why are you dating this person? Is it the picture or is it the meaning? And I feel like a lot of people nowadays, they date for the picture.
Yeah.
They date for, hey, if I date this girl, if I date this dude, I'm gonna go with them.
Yeah, no, I feel like, that, man, it's, one, it's different for everybody. I feel like it really depends on the person, but, you know, I'll talk from experience. For me personally, and I've discussed this with Carrie, who's sitting over there, so many times, and it's just one of my, what's the word? Not failures. It's one of my things that I just like suck at, and I fall in love way too fast.
Me too.
And you know, my love language is physical, but also quality time. And so I love hanging out with people in general, or it could be that one girl. I love hanging out, and I love giving hugs. If it's a girlfriend, then holding hands or kissing or whatever it is. No, I don't do that.
Don't do sex.
Yes, I'm a virgin.
Sex is for adults.
Yes, sex is for married people. That's what I live by. Sex is for married people. But I mean, you do you. Just don't get pregnant. That screws people over, I promise you. Anyways, but yeah, back to what I was saying. So I feel like being a physical guy, not aggressive physically, but relationally, that's where I fail it, because I mean, there's only so many things you can do physically until it gets to where it gets really bland and boring and like all that, you know. You can go, dates are different. Like, you can go anywhere on a date and it'd be fun each time, because especially if you're doing it at new places every time or every couple of times. And that's something that helps you grow. It's just being in college, it's hard for me. It's hard to go on dates because I'm so busy doing fun stuff, music and stuff and TikToks. But yeah, so I'd say, what makes it hard for me, like I said, is just finding time to invest myself in the other person, but also not giving my all to them in terms of I'm not just so focusing on them that I completely forget who I am. A lot of people are like, you gave the world to me, but if you're giving your heart to somebody, you got to be really careful, because love is a dangerous thing. Love can smack you in the back. You break up with somebody, you get shoved a stinking knife up your gut, and that's actually what it feels like to me. It feels like a hot iron knife is just, stabbed into me. And then I had to start completely over, and I realized that, man, I've been focusing so much on this one person that I haven't been, interacting with my friends. And like I've said to a lot of people, especially recently, just because everybody needs to hear this, your friendships are a lot harder to break than a relationship. Relationships can have one little curveball thrown at, and boom, y'all two walk away from each other and don't talk again.
People are too sensitive.
Yeah, people are too sensitive. Friendships are different because, I don't know, it's just a totally different type of love when you love a friend, and it's so much harder to stink and break. And I like that about friendships. And I mean, you can mess around with each other, and then something happens, you get mad at the other person, and then most people will come back and next day and be, okay, I'm sorry, and they're best friends again, and it's so cool. But if you're in a relationship, you're always constantly worried, especially these days. If you're in his generation, you're always worried, that something bad's going to happen. You don't, that anxiety just builds up, and you don't have as much fun as you're supposed to.
Or trust.
Or trust, yeah. Trust is so important. Communication and trust are the most important things in a relationship. Got to be communicating properly all the time and honestly, and you got to trust so that you can have that honesty.
I feel like relationships now are very shielded by these high standards, so the standards of what do I see myself with. And when I say that, I mean I can see Grayson right here, I can see all my friends, but to me it's the things you can't see. So a big thing for me are the things you can't see inside of people, such as emotions, such as feelings, such as who is this person today? Who am I talking to? I told that Grayson, but I can't see how he feels right now. I can't really see who he 100% is with a clear picture. And I feel like that has been something we just stopped looking for nowadays.
Yeah.
I talked to this girl recently, about a few months ago. Didn't date her, just a conversation. And I told her, hey man, my friend likes you. You should give my friend a chance. He's a great dude. And the first thing she said was, nah, he's ugly. I don't want him. He's ugly. And I told her, I'm like, nah, but he's a great dude. Like, you talk to him, that man's so cool. Like, and she just kept on saying it. And I told her, hey, I know a bunch of relationships right now. 2 good-looking people together. And I'll talk to usually the girl, because, hey, I'm not, yeah. And she'll always tell me, oh, I'm just going through with my relationship. I don't know what to do. I'm hurting. I'm this, I'm that. Bunch of negative things. And I heard that from a bunch of people. And I'm just like, why are you with him? Oh, I don't know. I just, like, I don't want to leave him, this and that. And I feel like it's mainly because you like the picture of it. And the picture is what matters. What other people see of your relationship is what matters more than how you see your own relationship. And I feel like in this generation, which I hope soon people learn, I'm tired of being abused, tired of being lied to, tired of being cheated on. Whatever you got going on, I'm tired of it. I'm done. There's someone out there that won't do me like this. It will probably even be better than that. To just be like, hey, what I see on the outside, anyone can see it. I don't want to see what's on the outside. I want to see what's on the inside. The inside is hard. And when I see couples that aren't as attractive, the number one I see off of them are happiness. I see pureness, because it's not about, I know a couple that go to this school, and I ask myself sometimes, honestly, how are they dating? I asked myself that. And they're both great people, super great people. And they've been together for a fat minute. And I'm just like, how did that happen? But it's so cool, because when I see them, I see happiness, I see quality, I see time, communication, trust, effort. You know, I see mutual feelings. Not because of the picture we have, but of the connection we have. You can't have a connection unless you go inside. And that's not sexually. Having sex does not build a connection.
I heard that coming.
But getting to know people does. So I feel like relationships are really hard nowadays, and people gotta step outside of the box to look inside of the box. And I'm hoping that someone could hear this and they could be like, oh, you know, I could kind of relate to that. I'm in this bad relationship. I don't know who he's with. I don't know if what he's telling me is true. There's someone out there better for you. Come on now. Quit doing yourself like that. Like, you deserve so much more. And I feel like we all are kind of full of ourselves to where, oh, we're better than this person, that person over there. We're all kind of full of themselves. But when it comes to relationships, you settle for someone that doesn't want to treat you to the worth you give yourself. And I think that's something that's important to where I'm not the most attractive. I kind of sound funny too.
You're fine.
But I know that what's inside of me is more important than what's the outside of me. And I know that my worth, it will always be my worth no matter what other people think of it. So I feel like relationships are very hard nowadays, which if I can find a good relationship, gotta stick to it. Because you ain't gonna find another one. So with another question, brings me back to some memories. I had a bunch of great best friends. I had a bunch of bad ones too. Had a bunch of good and bad people. What was one person that you can know, don't gotta say the name, but that was your best friend that did good for you, and how do you know that he was good for you? He or she?
Okay, so in high school, I'm going to say his name because he's a cool dude. He's probably not watching this, but it's all right. Grant Gilmore. Man, that dude, if you do ever see this dude, you are great. You're a great friend. And going through school together, that was like the coolest experience. It was so much fun. And Isaac too, Isaac Bennett, especially in band. I was a stupid band kid. No, but we were like the cool kids in band, and like we just did not like care. We were all good. I'm not trying to brag or anything. We were all good at it. We just naturally were. But we just messed around so much, and it was so stinking fun. I mean, you guys were like what kept me going every day, and I was just like always excited to go back and mess around and have so much fun, just joke and everything with y'all. That was so much freaking fun. But yeah, and then in college, 2 people, she's probably gonna kill me for saying her name, but I'm gonna do it. Elise White, you're my college mom, and you're the person who always take care of me, and I just, whatever it was, if I was going through something, if, I forgot my wallet, or, I just so broke, you were just, I hate it when you would buy me something. It made me feel so guilty because I didn't want you to feel like I was using you, because I wasn't. And I was in the heart. I always tell you, like, no, don't buy them. And you're like, Grayson, I'm going to buy it for you. It's like, I'm never going to get out of that. So I'm just really grateful. But yeah, you were always there for me when I was going through stuff, and you cared for me. But you'd also, you would just be honest with me and say, Grayson, you just need to get over it, or whatever it was. And I was like, I know you're right. But yeah, miss you, by the way. I know you're not college with me anymore, but yeah. And then the other person, can I say your name?
Fuck it.
Carrie. Get over here. Get over here. The other person is Carrie. She's my best friend. Come here. Give me a hug. She's so sweet and everything. She's tough as a freaking dinosaur. Sweet as apple pie. Most country girl you ever see. She looks gay when you first meet her, but she's actually not. She's a great person.
That's it.
Straightest person ever.
I thought she was gay when I first met her.
I don't know. It's something with her. Everybody thinks she's gay when they first meet her. I didn't think you were gay, by the way. But Carrie came into my life. I won't say when, because I was, doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. We know how that happened. But I just thought she was super quiet. She literally, we were all sitting on the couch. She was sitting on the floor. I was like, what the heck is wrong with this person? And she was just so quiet and everything. Is like unconsciously, I was thinking, me and this person are never going to be friends. And man, now we're like best friends. Like, it's a totally different level of friendship. It's not a relationship. Definitely not a relationship. Sorry, Carrie, you're not my type, and I know I'm not your type either. And she's fine with that. We're both fine with that. But it's a friendship that, people don't understand. Crap, my dad's calling me. Just a minute. My dad called me.
Can I answer it?
No,
hey, Dad.
It's probably about school.
How you doing? So, with that being said, I asked that for a few reasons. I feel like me, or it used to be me, I struggled on knowing, is this person good for me, or is this person bad for me? And these allergies are messing me up so much. Okay. But I had this best friend in middle school. His name is Josh Castro. No one may know him because he's in Arizona. But I knew he was good for me because what did he value me? What did he push me to do? I had good friends and bad friends, so I kind of know the difference. He pushed me. I wanted to be a basketball player. Middle school, high school, AAU. You know how it goes. And when he pushed me, when he got on me, it was because I'm not practicing hard enough. When he got on me, it was because I'm not doing the school I need to do. And we would hang out, we would have fun, but every time he would try to teach me something new. And to me, and to all of y'all that hear this, I think that is a friend that we all need. And I also hung out with bad friends. I hung out with some people that would push me to have sex with this person, push me to do this drug, push me to go to this party with all the guns, with all the flags, you know, and he would push me to do all these bad things. And I didn't know it at the time, because we all have that self-issue of, no, he's my friend, he's not like that, he's good for me. And when we kind of look back at it, if you ever had a good friend and you ever had a bad one, compare the two. And there's a big difference in the middle that you could be like, oh, this person I call my friend wasn't really that good for me. And I feel like that's something we have to value. That's something we gotta really pay attention to. If we don't pay attention to it, someone could be wishing the best for you and you may not know it, and someone could also be hoping you fall. So I feel like friendships are very important, and I hope that if you have a bad friend right now, it's hard to cut them off without some hate in the middle. To be honest, I would tell them, hey, I need to reset my priorities. I need to reset what's important to me and build some distance. I've done that to a lot of people recently, just like the past 2 weeks. Had to step back and be like, hey, I need to focus on what's important, what's going to help me, and what's going to help the people around me at the same time, and get distant with some people that may not be good for me, even though I thought they were good for me. So this is actually going to be the last question for you. If there's one thing you could tell people that could help them for the better, what would it be?
Man, that's tough. That is a very difficult question, because that could go all sorts of ways. Right off the top of my mind, I guess I'd say, I kind of said it earlier, just if you're scared to do something, or no. Don't let others tell you what to do in terms of what you want to do. Like, for example, I want to be a videographer or an actor or a film director.
Porn star.
I'm not good. Definitely not. No. But, so, shut up. Carrie just texted me. She says, always be yourself. Yes, always be yourself. That's very true. If you have people trying to influence you based on what they think is good for you, they don't know what's good for you. They know what's good for themselves, but you know what's good for yourself too. If you want to do something, whatever it is, do whatever you can. Just don't, without killing people, obviously. Do whatever you can to get there, achieve that, because you can do anything if you set your mind to it. People say that all the time, but it's so stinking true. You just got to work hard at it, you'll get there. I guess, that's my tip, is just work hard at what you want to do, and don't let others try to get you to do something you don't want to do. But yeah.
That's a great tip. For me, number one thing is to love yourself. No matter how you look, no matter how you sound, no matter what you do or don't do, you have to value yourself and love yourself, because God loves you, and you cannot let these fleshy people value what you're worth, because up there ain't no price that someone could put on you to match your worth. And the other thing is chase your dreams. At a young age, we could all do anything that we want. And to the street kids that may hear this, if you could do anything you want, why you want to be a mover? Why you want to be a seller? Why you want to choose that route where you could be anything else? I want to be someone that just helps with mental health. And that may be difficult because of my own challenges, but I gotta tell myself, the moment I kind of just take that jump to do what I want to do and keep on doing it, I can do it. So I feel like you have to chase your dreams. Don't wait too late, because soon you're going to have kids, you're going to have bills, you're going to have a house to pay for, and then you're going to be working for someone else's dream, such as McDonald's or Target. You're making $9 an hour doing the same thing every day. Shit sounds like slavery to me. So love yourself and chase your dreams. And with that is actually the second episode of Mental Detox. I hope that everyone does subscribe, everyone comments, everyone likes.
Yeah, go
And
in the comments below.
check out the next video that'll be posted in a few days.
Yeah.
And toodles.
This should be out before Friday. I'm, as a producer of this, of Mental Detox, and editor, and cameraman, and audio technician, and
Everything.
content manager, and everything except talker, except for this one. Anyways, but the point is, it'll be out before Friday. Make sure y'all subscribe if you're just watching this. We hit 120 plus views on the first episode. That is amazing. Now we only have like, how many subscribers? 16, 17. Subscribe and do us all a big favor. Share it
It's
with
for
all your
mental
friends.
health. It's not for me. I
No,
will get
no,
paid
no.
off
It's
of
not
this.
For us, no. It's for you guys and for your friends and for the people you don't know and for the people who struggle with everything, like us. Yeah. All right.
Toodles.
Doodles.